everyone, and welcome for today's Asian Virtual Conference on Multidisciplinary Research. I am Remily Marbilla, presenter of Effectiveness of Blended Learning on the Academic Performance in Mathematics of Grade 7 students. Despite of having negative effects of technology to daily life, it has a significant contribution to the development of each learner. Technology usage produces comparatively more significant increase in academic achievement than non-usage. Providing the use of technology in classroom setting does not mean elimination of teachers' responsibility to impart knowledge. The fusion of technology with other experiences will lead them to form new knowledge bases. Blended learning means use of two or more different types of approaches in the teaching and learning process. The approach can combine positive aspects of two learning environments such as classroom-based learning and e-learning. This is an increasing number of organizations and private learning institutions which are beginning to see the benefits of blended learning approach. The advantages of blended learning approach are far more important than one might think. This approach can affect not only the students, but also the teacher and the learning process itself. From interactive scenarios in the classroom to webinars and online tutorials, learners now have a wide range of technological tools and applications at their disposal. Here are the methods and materials that we use. First, we use quasi-experimental design. It's an empirical study and it is almost like an experimental design but without random assignment. We have control group and the experimental group. They are the corresponding two sections of grade 7 level. Next, we have the survey questionnaire. We use survey questionnaire for gathering the perception of the participants. And lastly, the purposive stratified random technique or sampling. It is used to determine the number of participants between the two groups, which are the experimental and the control group. For our discussion, the results revealed that the most of the participants were 12 years old, with a frequency count of 47 or 54%, and female with a frequency count of 46 and 52.9%. Next is, blended learning approach was effective in improving the academic performance in mathematics of the participants. We have blended learning and conventional learning. We use this one as for the 1 month of the study. We have 2 weeks for the blended learning and 2 weeks for the conventional group. It implies that the participants believe that the academic performance was improved due to the implementation of blended learning. In line with this, out of 87 students, 35 or 40.2% choose an equal mix of face-to-face and iTouch application, which shows that the students preferred to experience blended learning as their classroom setup. And the integration of technology, most of the participants claim that they like to use the integration of technology where it also leads them to become cooperative during mathematics discussion. In addition, most of the participants suggested that blended learning is more effective if all the students have their own access to the technology. For our conclusion, based on the results that have showed, it indicates that blended learning approach was effective in improving the academic performance in mathematics of the participants. Therefore, there is significant difference in the academic performance of the participants before and after the implementation of blended learning. And for recommendation of that, this study may help the students to learn easily. Through proper guide and discipline, this would attain success in their learning. It also implies that the participants have the same academic performance in mathematics in the blended learning approach and in the conventional approach. Results indicate that there is no sufficient evidence to reject the null hypothesis. Therefore, there is no significant difference between the post-test scores of the participants in the conventional and blended learning approach. With this, it will be a benefit to open up their minds that blended learning could carry out to other subjects. Participants' perception agreed to the list of statements with regards to the integration of blended learning, with a grand mean of 3.08 and verbal interpretation of agree. In line with this, it is concluded that 35 students choose an equal mix of face-to-face and ITOS application. Therefore, the students preferred to experience blended learning as their classroom setup. With this study, it would be better that each classroom should have an LED or projector for good flow of discussion. Based from the interview conducted, most of the participants claimed that the approach is effective in the teaching and learning process in mathematics because it helps them to learn the study at home and the lesson become easier. This will help guide their children by using their gadgets or smartphone wisely. It was also concluded that most of grade 7 students like the integration of technology in a collaborative way. Hence, students suggested to integrate this approach to other subjects. Lastly, the teacher pointed out that blended learning approach is effective and helpful, especially to the learners if they are guided accordingly. For future researchers who attempt to conduct a related study may use this research as reference for substantial information. Ensure that all participants have access to technology. Also, consider the sample size and the duration of the study. As such, it is hard to generalize current findings to other contexts because of this limitation. So these are the references for our study. Thank you very much. This is the end of my video.